Hello everybody, welcome to the Eddie Tunick Show. I'm Eddie Tunick, and I am really excited tonight because we got one of my favorite girls, Dixie Lee, a country singer, and I've been following her for a few months. This gal has a phenomenal voice. I'm sure you've seen some of my postings on Facebook, and I'm privileged to be able to interview her tonight. And without further ado, by the way, this is our first Skype interview. And Dixie is in her home in Mississippi, and I'm going to get her on right now. Dixie, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Dixie Lee. Dixie has a phenomenal voice. This is going to be a great interview. We're going to hear some of her talent tonight. We're going to hear one or two of her songs. But let's start the interview off, Dixie. Tell me about your background as a singer-songwriter. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, I started out singing very young. I was knee-high to a grasshopper, as my mother would say, and so I would sing to my great-grandfather when I was really, really young, and he would, I learned a lot about instant gratification because he would pay me 50-cent pieces to sing a song, and didn't matter what it was. And so that really encouraged me, and I had a grandfather and also an aunt who were very musically, they were an influence to me musically as well as spiritually. So they kind of lent me their gifts and taught me a lot of what I do.
So you started at a young. When did you turn professional?
I was about 12 years old when I first started singing professionally. I guess you're professional when you get paid, when you start getting paid, right? But
right.
So maybe even younger than that if you count my grandfather. But I was 12 years old for local fish camps in North Carolina, and they let me get up there and sing every weekend, and the crowd would pack the house and pass around the basket. It wasn't really a profession. I learned a lot there, and it was a great experience when I was growing up.
Let me ask you this: when did you first do your first recording?
My first recording. Jeez, I was. Let me think. I was about 21 when I did my first demo, and I did it for a man by the name of Gary Austin, and he had a project that was it was for the developmentally disabled adults, and it was called the Pen Pal Project. And so he had written a song, and we co-wrote it. We actually got together and I helped him with it a little bit, and it was called Reach Around the World, and it was a great song. We ended up being able to send the song to the president, George Bush at the time.
Did you really? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a worldwide program. They made little pen pals out of clothespins, and so that represented each country around the world, and it was a way for them to connect as developmentally disabled adults, and so it was a great project, and I fell in love with the studio from then on. I just fell in love with it. I love to record. You
actually sang for George Bush in person?
Oh, no. He got a copy of the song, and it's in the Library of Congress, and of course we, sent him autographed pictures, and, it was a pretty big deal because it was worldwide, and that was way before the internet, so we were really excited about doing that project.
Let me ask you this. You're in Mississippi now. How'd you get there from you were in North Carolina, weren't you?
I was born and raised in North Carolina. for the most part, with the exception of the military years, but my family's from North Carolina. But I got offered a job down here. We were stationed here when I was a child. I was about 7 years old, and my daddy was stationed in Natchez, Mississippi. And I said then, when we left, I said, if I ever get a chance to come back to Mississippi, I'm coming back, because I fell in love with the bayous and the people and everything. So when I got a job offer down here singing in a club, then I had just gone through a divorce and just seemed like the right time. So I came on down, and I've been here since 1992. I love it.
You love what part of Mississippi?
Gulfport.
Gulfport.
Gulfport on the coast.
So how far? Let's see. Elvis was from Memphis, Tennessee.
Elvis was from Tupelo.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
That's right.
That's right. How close is that to Gulfport? How close is that to Gulfport?
Well, I don't know. It's North Mississippi. We're in South Mississippi, so I'm not real sure how far Tupelo is, but that is his hometown. We have a lot of famous people from Mississippi.
Are you a Elvis Presley fan?
Well, sure. Who is it?
Now I told you my little story about Elvis.
He did.
He was a great guy. I'm going to give my age away a little bit, but I met him in 1968. He was on location, I told you, shooting Live a Little, Love a Little. And me and my girlfriend Claudine went into the Citizen News newspaper. You were allowed to watch, while people were shooting movies. We went in there, and there he was doing a fight scene. She said, "I'm not leaving until we meet him." I said, "How are you going to meet him? The guy, there's like 100 people down here." And sure enough, she yelled across the room, winked her eye, wiggled her finger. He went like that, talked to the two guys for a minute, and he started climbing over the big rolls of newspaper off the ground, walked over. First thing he said to us, "Hi, my name's Elvis Presley. What's yours?" And he shook my hand. I had to tell the audience that story. I know you got a kick out of it. This guy he was 32 years old then. He was the nicest guy, no airs about him, just a regular guy. Never forget it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
That would be a dream come true.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, your father was in the military.
Correct. He was 20 years in the U.S. Navy.
Right.
And he's my hero. I'm very proud of my daddy.
What was it? Let me ask you this, Dixie. What was it like, him being in the military, and did that have any kind of influence on your songwriting?
It's had a great impact on my songwriting. Growing up in a military family, I was moved around quite a bit. Of course, it seemed he got stationed somewhere every year. It was probably every couple of years, but to me it seemed like every year. I know that I sat down and tried to count the number of schools that I had been to. So I'd been to 13 different schools growing up.
Really?
It was a tough life for me. Now, my sister and brother, I don't know what their perception was like, but for me, it was very, very difficult. I was always the new girl, and always felt kind of invisible. And after my mother passed away, she was only 48 when she passed away. And as I got older, I started really thinking about what that must have been like for her. I can't imagine the sacrifice that she made daily to be married to my dad, who was serving our country.
Right.
And she loved him very much, obviously, but it has certainly impacted my songwriting. I have a song called "Military Wives" that is a tribute to her, as well as to all the military wives that so graciously serve our country, on the home front lines. That's the way
Can you perform that song for us right now?
I'd be happy to do a little bit of that one for
Okay, let's do it. I love it.
Okay. It's you can also find this on my web pages, so I won't do the whole thing, but
You can do the whole thing if you want. The audience is not going to be bored. Trust me.
on the home front line. When duty called for daddy, mama was brave and ready. She was a hero in her own right. Yeah, mama was a military wife. Mama gave her all, her everything. Doubled up on love. And Ricky played ball, you know. We never missed a game. She'd take us to movies and bowling on the bays. And 2 times letters. And just before sleep we'd mark off another calendar. And mama hid her worry when, yeah, she held her tears inside. And then saw pretty was her battle cry. Yeah, mama once a military wife. Something like that.
Beautiful.
Very much.
You have such a beautiful voice. You are definitely going places. Where have you been?
I don't know.
Dixie.
Working and writing. I love writing.
Yeah, you're really very talented. I know there's people out there watching, maybe people like Gail King and, you know, different talk shows. I hope they're watching this because I know you're going to end up on some of these shows and really get exposure like you deserve. Dixie, what other types of music do you like to write and sing? Is there any other types?
Well, I write a lot about, I've written several military songs, and with you mentioning that about the Gail King and different talk shows, I really hope that opportunity comes along because
It will.
I've got some goals in that area with our military. I've got a couple more songs. One's called "Till They All Make It Home," and one is called "Prayer of a Soldier's Wife." And both of those songs I co-wrote with Tammy Beal, and she's on the internet also with Beal Music. And if I could get an opportunity to really sit down and talk with somebody about what my dreams are as far as helping the military families and kids, that would just be awesome. But I write other stuff. I've written one especially for Tim and Faith called Soulmates.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. I have a duet that I'm really in prayer about, that I think that I know it's perfect for them because I wrote it for them.
Can you sing it for us?
Well, it's a duet, so it's
okay. I want you to sing another song.
I would like to sing another song. I'd like to sing my favorite one, which
Could you?
is my latest one.
Let's go for it.
That's okay. All right.
Absolutely.
This is a song, this is the last, a songwriter, their favorite song is always the latest song that they've written, so this is my favorite right now, but
Okay.
it's written about parents and
Definitely.
Or what they say, as parents, we're just going to keep on loving them anyway and forgiving them because they're our children. So this is the latest song that I've written. It's called You Can't Kill Love.
Okay.
You can take the 10-pound hammer and a butcher knife from the kitchen counter would tear the flesh from my bones. Or you could take a handgun, blow all my dreams away. But as long as there's a breath in me, here's what I'll say. You can't kill love. Love. You can't kill love. It's never been done. You can stomp on my heart, play with my head, keep us apart, even wish I was dead. But you can't kill love. Oh, no, love is made, might never put us together again. But if I can't tell you that I love you, or that I'm sorry for my heart, I can't stop dreaming about you, babe. And there's a hole in my heart. So if I should die tonight, well, at least you know I tried to teach you that love never dies. You can't kill love. Love lives on. You can't kill love. It's never been done. You can stomp on my heart, play with my head, keep us apart, even wish I was dead. But you can't kill love. No, no, can't kill love.
Beautiful. I can listen to you all night.
Well, thank you. I can play all night. I love to sing.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. You got a passion for it. You got the talent. What a voice. Listen, there was a little story you told me about Robin Roberts. She's on, what show is she on?
I met Robin Roberts.
Tell everybody what show she's on.
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. Tell us the story about Robin Roberts. She might be listening.
I went to see Lori Morgan in concert at one of our local casinos, and I didn't even know Robin Roberts was going to be in town, but we got off the elevator, we got our room, and we were getting off the elevator, and there were these two ladies standing there talking, and one of them said, Robin Roberts is going to be here tomorrow, and I thought, wow, well, that's kind
she?
Right up the road from us, yeah. And she's also a military brat. And so I thought it was a great opportunity to meet her, and I got to go to the little talk that she did to our vets that were in town, and studying and everything, and she was just the sweetest lady. And I took her a copy of My Some Military Wives, and I got to speak with her, and she said she would do what she could to see what she can do to help. You know, I really would like to get those songs out to in different military bases, and hopefully, you know, once I can get them out, that I can be able to. I have so many ideas in my head about how I want to help our military families and their kids, and if by recording these songs and getting them placed in the right places, I could donate some of the proceeds to different organizations, the Military Kids Foundation or the Wounded Warrior Project, or, you know, and then I have a program that I have developed in my mind and on paper on what I want to do with the military kids. It's called the BRATS program, BRATTS, and it's introducing helping the military children believe in their real and true talented self. I want to be able to go in and talk to them and teach them, you know, there's so much that you have inside that you can, when you find that, you can hold on to it, and no matter where you move to, it'll be with you. And that's what I want to see them taught and nurtured. So I have a real passion for that, and I'm hoping Robin Roberts is gonna give me some time. Maybe I'll get one in America. That would be really cool.
I really believe that's going to happen. You got a good heart, and that's a great cause. What you're talking about, that's great, and I know you're going to achieve your goal, and you're going to help a lot of people, and give everybody the opportunity to hear your beautiful voice at the same time. Dixie, it was really a pleasure having you on the show tonight. I hope we could do this again.
It's my pleasure to be here, Eddie. I really appreciate you inviting me, and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I hope we can do it again too.
We will. One more thing. We want to tell, where can people locate your music? Let's tell them about, I guess, the website. You know, where can they locate your music? And we'll put it on the screen at the end of the interview too. But tell them.
I'm all over the internet. I'm on Facebook. I have my artist page is Dixie Lee Music on Facebook, and then I have DixieLeeMusic.com is my website.
Okay.
My YouTube channel is the Dixie Lee Chick, and I'm also on Reverb Nation, where they can hear my music at Dixie Lee Music. Just look up Dixie Lee Music and you'll find me all over the place. Okay,
at the end, we'll put it up on the screen at the end of the interview, what you just said, so people will, you know, be able to write it down. I mean, that's how I found out about you too, you know, on the website and Facebook, and I'm glad I did. Listen.
It's a great medium.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did too. It was very nice to meet you.
You're going to come back on my show when you're famous, which you will be. I have no doubt about it. You're going to come back on my show?
I absolutely would love to.
You're not going to forget me.
I don't think so. You're unforgettable, Eddie.
Oh, thanks, Dixie. Listen, have a great night. And by the way, you are the first Skype interview I've done.
Yay.
Yeah. We're going to do one.
Skype interview too.
We're going to do one tomorrow night with a really talented, I think he's 18 or 19-year-old guitarist, Hedras Ramos Jr. from Mexico. Yeah, this is great. So let me end the interview by telling people out there, you know, I created this show for people that aren't maybe famous enough yet to get on the top shows on, you know, that you see, NBC and ABC. We don't have to name the shows, you know what I'm talking about. But really, that are really talented like yourself, excel in what they do and have a real passion for it. So we bring them on my show, give them exposure, and hope that the exposure is enough to where it'll take them to the next step, which I'm sure in your case, that's what's going to happen. So anybody that is watching that knows anybody that, like Dixie, that really excels in what they're doing, has a passion for it, and would like to get on the show, we're doing Skype, so I don't care where they live. They can live in Europe, France, Italy. It doesn't matter. It's not only doing it in person, we're going to do it on Skype. And all they have to do is send me their bio to the Eddie Tunick Show at yahoo.com, and I promise we will get back to them. And again, Dixie, thanks a million. I really enjoyed this interview.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Eddie.
Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
And everybody out there, thank you for joining us. I know you enjoyed the interview, and we'll see you tomorrow night with Hedros.